Number 29, went back. After surviving the phone call, I had a date on the calendar to go see my mom at her house. She did give me an out and said that if it's too hard, we can meet somewhere else. I appreciated that, but I knew if it was that scary and filled me with such panic, that it was what I needed to face. I had to be brave, or else what was this year for? I couldn't back down now. I was going in with Molly, and I wore my comfiest sweater sprayed with a little bit of Rob's cologne to ground me. My mom had assured me that they had redecorated, so there was no sign of him left. That didn't make me feel better. It actually just made me sad. We went in and she showed us the changes. I breathed and held myself together. We sat down and attempted to catch up, but superficial doesn't work for us anymore. We are so far past the masks we used to wear to keep the peace. Yet attempts at discussion are only met with silence. Rob's finishing his master's degree. Silence. My mom tells me that a family member has done something or other. That's nice. More silence as we both tried not to choke on the words we didn't say. We did this dance for 45 minutes and then went to lunch. Lunch was easier because we had the hostess and waitress to interact with. My mom asked if we would go to the cemetery afterwards. We did. That to me was much easier than walking into her home. This place didn't remind me of him. It reminded me of my siblings, though, and instead of the usual feelings of sadness or anger thoughts of them would bring up, all that I felt was indifference. I could see how far I had come since that day we drove off in our car and left them all behind. We dropped my mom off afterwards and it was done. It had been fine. Awkward, but fine. I did it. I had some closure. We got through the first visit. It's sad that the bar is set so low. I talk to my daughter. We have difficult conversations. I don't hide from my mistakes or shortcomings as a person or as a parent. I work really hard to heal. I never want anyone to feel the way that I feel in my family of origin. I never want my daughter to feel that the decisions she makes in her life will determine my love and affection for her. Not going to an event should not cause someone to be shut out. If Molly sets a boundary or shares a need or a feeling with me and I don't respect it, the problem is with me, not her. This cycle ends with me. I don't know if I can ever reconcile with my mom. I don't know how I do that with someone who is determined not to see me as anything but an extension of her wants and needs or a check mark on a list. Sometimes bravery is going back. One last time. Episodes of Broken to Brave are released every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you want to go deeper into this story and hear it from a spouse's perspective, my husband and I have a Patreon-only show where we have an extended, behind-the-scenes discussion of every episode, which also posts twice a week. Here's a sample of our latest Patreon-only companion podcast. As far as Molly, I'll probably go so far the other direction that it's like, you don't ever have to come home, because I don't want to be putting that on her. I don't want her to. Of course not.
I would never force her to come. I would never feel that.
I may bribe her with really cool stuff here, right. Or I may be like, "Oh my God, let's take this trip." Or
we'll always want those times. I don't want her to.
I am not above bribery,
I love her, but at the same time, I want her to have her best life,
right?
And if that means going off and having wild adventures, and we're just,
oh my God, I love it. I would love that.
That's okay.
Yeah, because we want we're never going to outgrow wild adventures, and so you and I are just going to be like, okay, cool, she's going to do that. All right, where do you want to go?
Right.
And that's what I was saying to her too before was that, yeah, you can go and do that, but we're going to send you pictures of us giving you the finger from all these cool places. And I said, and she was dying. She's like, that is the most you thing that could ever happen. Like, she's like, of course you're going to do that. And I said, but we're not going to hold it against you. We are not going to make you have to answer for it for the rest of your life or pay for it for the rest of your life.
we literally will be good with it.
Right.
And we're
Plus
going to
that Disney trip we're planning is so
Oh my
much
God,
cheaper when it's just the
hilarious.
two of us. It's
hilarious.
So much cheaper.
No, then we go through all the gift shops and buy all the things she wanted when she was
it'd be
3
awesome.
and be like, look at how much glitter. We're using all the glitter.
We're using all the glitter.
Oh my
Dad
God, I
got
hate
a
glitter.
makeover full of glitter.
I hate glitter more than anything, and so I will never let her touch. Although she did just buy like this roll-on thing from Sephora that has glitter all in it, and she's so excited. But I would just be like whipping glitter everywhere, going, "Look, we're at Disney World with glitter, and you're not here."
We spent the night in Cinderella's castle. We literally walked in and fell asleep, so I don't even know what it looked like.
Oh no, I'd be like, "Oh my God, we had sex like 20 times just to freak her out."
It's Cinderella's castle.
Oh, she just would be so horrified by that would be hilarious. I said to her once, she was going to a camp. She was going to like a retreat thing, like a weekend long camp. And I was like, oh my God, we were going to have so much sex. And she was like, you're disgusting. I was like, oh, but it's funny. Right. And she goes, I said that to you, weeks ago or whatever. And she goes, oh, it only took me till I was 11 to have my first repressed memory. Like that's my kid right there. But,
oh my God.
Very different childhood than I had.
Yes. But yeah, you've got repressed memories, but they're not.
I still do.
They're not funny like this.
To hear the rest of this episode and get other exclusives, become a patron to Broken to Brave at patreon.com. You can also follow my blog at brokentobrave.com for even more insights and engaging content. Links are in the show notes. Broken to Brave is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted and written by me, Martha Southgate. Thank you so much for listening. Now go do something brave.